Hello, DNC. I want to thank Jamie Harrison for his leadership as chairman. There was a congressman down there in his state that called me one day and said, Joe, you're going to have to decide on a chairman. Let me tell you who it is. I said, sure, whatever you say. Anyway, it turned out that, Jamie, you've done a hell of a job. And, the fact is that when we started off, as you heard me say many times, I didn't plan on running again. And because things had changed in my life. And but I got a call from Chris Gorge and others saying, we ought to do this. There's a lot at stake. I spent you heard me say, I know I only look like I'm 40, but I've been around a long time. And there's one advantage of having been the oldest president in American history. I've gotten to know virtually every world leader in the last 50 years. I know them pretty well. And what I realized more intensely than I ever did before, that we are the essential country. That's not hyperbole. It's not about what we want to be. Ask yourself the question, if we don't lead the world, who does? Not a joke. Who does? Who leads if we don't? And when I decided to run, I thought we could win, I determined I was going to have an administration that looked like America, represented every aspect of America. And we've kept that commitment. I don't think anybody's going to be able to turn that around. And thanks to all of you for your support to the DNC. Jill and I, Kamala and Doug, could never have gotten to the White House without you, and that's not hyperbole. We never could have gotten as much done as we did without you. You not only contribute to campaigns, but you did something, I think, even more important. You're willing to lend your names, your reputation, your character to the effort. When you signed that check, you knew what you were doing. You're putting yourself on the line. And we're forever grateful for your character. The one thing I've always believed about public service, and especially about the presidency, is the importance of asking yourself, have we left the country better shape than we found it? Today, I can say with every fiber of my being, with all my heart, the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Yes. Because of all of you assembled here, we can be proud we're leaving America in a better place today than when we came here 4 years ago. This country was living through the worst pandemic the country had seen in 100 years. Our economy was in a tailspin. Millions of people were out of work. Businesses were being shuttered. Schools were closed. And there was no plan for going forward. Just 2 weeks before being sworn in, we had just witnessed something we thought would never happen in America. A violent insurrection encouraged by the man sitting in the White House on January 6th. And so much more. We've come a long way since then. We passed historic legislation. Laws that are literally building the strongest economy in the world. There's not a world leader you can name for me who hadn't told me at these G7, these 20 meetings, all these meetings I meet with them, they wouldn't trade places with us in a heartbeat. Laws that, when fully implemented, are going to change America for decades to come. But we did know that many of the laws we passed were so consequential, they wouldn't be implemented right away. It takes time to build those fabs, those factories for chips. It takes time to get this construction going. Over $1.4 trillion in infrastructure. $1 trillion so far in private sector investments in America. The biggest investment ever in climate in the history of the world. And fundamentally transforming our economy to grow from the middle out and the bottom up, not just the top down. I fully believe that America is better positioned because of all of you to lead the world today than any point in the last 50 years of my career. That's because of you. Again, not hyperbole. You lend your reputations, your names to this effort. It's not just the contributions you made. It's just stepping up, putting yourself on the line. You should be so damn proud of the work we've done together. You should never forget all you've done for the country. I'm also proud that we can say we've done all this with a deep belief in the core values of America. Those values are We're all created. You heard me say it 100 times. You know, we're the most unique nation in the world. Every other nation was based on geography, religion, ethnicity, some common factor. But in America, we were built on an idea, the only country in the world. We hold these truths self-evident that all men and women are created equal. Everyone should have a fair shot. Hate should never have a safe harbor in America. That's what we're about. We've never fully lived up to all of that, but we stuck with our principles and set a high standard of character, integrity, in public life. Let me say it's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But the title I'm most proud of is being Jill's husband. You know, it's well known by now. I had to ask her 5 times. Thank God she said yes the 5th time. But I think she's been one of our greatest first ladies, and I mean that sincerely. She wasn't kidding about the first speeches she made. She was scared to death to go out and make those speeches. Well, look at her now. Yo, I'm in trouble. But look, it's also been an incredible honor to serve with someone of immense character that she demonstrated through her entire career, Kamala Harris. I knew what I was doing when I asked her to be my vice president. I knew her. I knew of her. I knew about her. I knew her record. I trusted her. She always served this country with purpose and integrity, and she always will. And you're not going anywhere, kid, because we're not going to let you go. Not going anywhere. You know, just as our great second gentleman, I love that, second gentleman. This guy's one of the best lawyers in America. This guy gave up a practice. This guy's an incredible guy. And one thing we have in common, I used to practice law for about 10 days, but I used to practice law. But the thing Doug and I have in common, we both married way above our station. Thank you, Doug and Kamala, not only for your service, but Jill and I are grateful to call you dear friends. Look, let me close with this. While our time in office is coming to an end, the America of our dreams is calling us to stay engaged. We're not, Jill and I don't think Kamala and Doug are going anywhere. We look to the future. It's more important than ever to keep organizing, to keep talking to folks. We all get knocked down. My dad would say, when you get knocked down, you just got to get up. Get up. The measure of a person or a party is how fast they get back up. And to know what we believe in is really worth fighting for. That's the road ahead. To never give up. To keep the faith. To know that what we're doing matters. I know I'm going to stay engaged. I know Kamala and Jill and Doug are going to will as well. And I know you will. We need you badly. The country needs you badly. We just have to remember, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, remember who we are. We're the United States of America, for God's sake. Many of you are students of history. No other nation in the world has come through every crisis stronger than they went into the crisis, except the United States. And folks, look, all the things we passed, we knew people weren't going to see it. How long does it take to build a fab that's going to hire thousands of people? Billions of dollars being invested. It just takes time to get it built. It takes time to get it going. It's not going to happen for another 5-6 months in many places. Just getting started. The United States of America is nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. But we knew a lot of this was going to take time. But look what's out there. Everything from anyway, I'll get going here. But you really did a hell of a job. I really mean it. And the thing I most admire about working with all of you, you have great integrity. Great integrity. You've stuck with the deal. You've been honest. You've been decent. We've run a campaign that's basically scandal-free. It's hard to do in American politics these days. Anyway, I just want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. The bad news for you all is I ain't going nowhere. We're going to stay engaged. And having been listed the poorest man in Congress for 36 years, I may be able to actually contribute now. With all kidding aside, thank you very, very much. You're a group of the most peaceful people. God bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.